I'm the accidental entrepreneur. In 2010, I found myself as an unemployed school teacher looking for, what am I gonna do next? How am I gonna pay my mortgage? How am I gonna do what I need to do as a dad to take care of my kids, to take care of my wife? And I became, as I said, an accidental entrepreneur in an industry I knew nothing about, and really the only thing I knew was how to sell, and I sold. Turned that accidental entrepreneurship into a multi-million-dollar company. Recognized in Inc. 5000 as one of the top fastest growing privately held companies in the country. Recognized by Entrepreneur Magazine as one of the top 360 best entrepreneurial companies in the country. And my team that I built over those years became some of the greatest people that I could ever imagine to run a company. But the best part about that story is that accidental entrepreneur that started that business in 2010 exited without exiting. And what does that mean? Well, that means I was able to exit the business, the daily operational control, the day-to-day operations of that business. I was able to exit and still maintain my income. And I'm able to go do now what I know that God designed me to do. Because I'm a teacher. I was 16 or 17 years old. I was at church camp when I was a kid. I was actually a counselor at camp, and I was lying on my back on the field. It was a cool summer evening, and all of the counselors were all just laying on the back talking, looking up at the stars, and just thinking about the meaning, talking about the meaning of life. And it was then that I decided I don't want to go design cars for a living. I don't want to go play baseball in college. I want to figure out how I could teach other people. How can I do this for a living? And everything changed for me. I ended up going into ministry instead of going to art school to learn how to design cars. Spent 13 years in ministry, spent the next 4 years as a school teacher. I actually went and got that teaching degree, but it was in ministry and teaching that I knew this is what I wanted to be. But then that's when I got fired. The budget cuts hit the school district hard, and I had to make a decision about what to do next. And they didn't bring me back. My contract, because I didn't have tenure, I was left on the chopping block, and that's when I made the decision to become an entrepreneur. Quite an accidental entrepreneur that turned into something phenomenal. And I ran that business. It was about 7 years in as I run in that business every day. Growing a multi-million-dollar business is not easy. But I realized that about 7 years in that, holy crap, I have built a job for myself. I designed this business with no exit. And you know what you call businesses with no exits? A dungeon. And what happens in dungeons is you get tortured. And because I didn't think about it at the beginning, it took me much longer than it should have to figure out how to exit the business. And again, I didn't just sell it to somebody else and walk away. I figured out how to set up systems and processes and teams where it ran. And I can teach you how to do the same thing, because it runs and I get paid and my team members get paid and we serve our customers. And that, I believe every entrepreneur wants that. I believe you want that. I believe that if you knew how to do that, to go from startup to scaling to enjoying to exiting, I think you could do that. And so to that end, since I've been able to exit my business, I now am back to my first love, and that's teaching. It's teaching people how to get the results they truly want from life. And I do that by teaching them how to start, to scale, to enjoy, to exit companies. But primarily, the secret sauce is in knowing how to exit without exiting. You don't have to just build a business to where somebody writes a check and you walk away. You can stay owner of that business, be the owner investor rather than the owner operator. And so I started a consulting company called Results Through Integrity that focuses on results. I started an online school called Results University that teaches people just like you how to start, to scale, to enjoy, and to exit businesses. And that's who I am. That's the real Jason Duncan. Everything I do, all of the universe that I've created to teach other people, and coaching and masterminds and public events and whatever else that I'm doing, I want to teach people just like you how to exit without exiting. And if you want to work with me on that, I would be honored. Go to therealjasonduncan.com to learn more.